We're starting this deep dive with a really striking image. Picture a daily ritual practiced by roughly 600 million people. That's almost 1/10 of all of humanity. They're chewing something that turns their saliva a vibrant, almost alarming crimson red. Their mouths are stained, their teeth often blackened, but the feeling they get is this sharp euphoria and an intense ability to focus and work.
It's a habit that's thousands of years old. It's woven so deeply into the cultural fabric of South and Southeast Asia. I mean, it dictates social etiquette, hospitality, everything.
And yet, despite that incredible history, this substance is now linked to these crippling, often fatal diseases.
That's right. It's actually been called a neglected global public health emergency.
Okay, that is a huge designation. And it really sets the stage for our dive today. We're talking about betel nut. So our mission is to figure out what this plant material actually is, how its chemistry makes it so addictive, and how the ancient way of preparing it is directly linked to this modern health crisis.
It's a fascinating case study. You've got history, chemistry, public health all colliding. And to get started, you really have to untangle the confusion that's baked right into its name.
Exactly. I mean, the common name betel nut uses two words that are just completely misleading from the get-go. So what is the actual source?
The source material is the seed of the Areca palm, specifically Areca catechu. It's native to the tropical Pacific, South Asia, and it's probably the most well-known of the 50 or so species in the Areca genus.
Paint us a picture of the Areca palm. What does it look like?
Oh, it's pretty distinctive. It's a medium-sized palm. It can get really tall, up to 20 meters. But the strange thing is its trunk is incredibly slender, maybe only 10 to 15 centimeters thick. So it looks like this giant, delicate stick holding up a big crown of leaves.
And right there, that's our first botanical lie. The word nut. Why is that wrong?
Because it's not actually a nut, not in the biological sense. The seed is inside a fleshy fruit. That fruit, the whole thing, is technically classified as a berry. So what people are chewing is really the seed of an areca berry.
A berry. So we've debunked the nut part. But where does betel come from if the seed is from the areca palm? I think a lot of people assume it's all the same plant.
Yeah, that's a common mistake. They're two completely different plants. The name comes from the tradition of chewing the areca seed with betel leaves, and those leaves come from piper betel.
Piper betel. Okay, that name sounds familiar.
It should. It's a vine with these glossy, heart-shaped leaves, and it's in the pepper family, the Piperaceae, so think black pepper, but in leaf form. People add it because it gives this sharp, hot flavor that cuts through the bitterness of the areca seed.
That's incredible. So this combination has been locked in for millennia. The stimulant from the areca seed and the flavor from the betel leaf. Okay, now that we know what they're chewing, let's get into why they keep chewing it. This is where the chemistry really gets interesting.
Absolutely. The addictive core component is an alkaloid called arecoline. It's a really powerful substance, acts on the central nervous system, and gives you this potent high that, people often compare directly to nicotine.
And the effects are what you'd expect, right? Euphoria, well-being, alertness, and crucially, this perceived ability to just work and work without getting tired.
Precisely. But the mechanism is, it's profoundly strange. And this is our second big aha moment. See, unlike nicotine, arecoline acts on brain receptors that usually control the body's resting state.
Wait, hold on. You're telling me this powerful stimulant hijacks the system that's designed to calm us down? That sounds completely counterintuitive. Can you explain that paradox?
It is a paradox. Arecoline affects the parasympathetic nervous system. So for everyone listening, that's your rest and digest mode. Its job is to slow your heart down, conserve energy. Basically, it's the brakes.
It's for brakes of the whole human system.
Exactly, the thing that calms you. But when arecoline hits those receptors, the results are flipped. Instead of resting, the body's sympathetic responses go into overdrive. Heart rate shoots up, blood pressure rises, you start sweating, body temperature increases.
So chemically, it's like you're flooring the accelerator while your other foot is trying to slam on the brake. That sounds incredibly intense and probably not very stable for your body long term.
It's unbelievably intense, which explains the rush. But yes, it's highly addictive. And you can see the long-term use. It leaves these indelible marks, teeth stained deep brownish red, sometimes black. It's a clear sign.
Okay, so the high is potent. But getting that maximum effect isn't just about the plant. It's about a specific technique, a technique that's thousands of years old. So let's talk about the history and the recipe for this infamous quid.
The practice goes back to deep antiquity. We aren't talking centuries here, we're talking millennia. I mean, archaeologists have found traces of the Piper betel seeds in Thailand dating back as far as 5,500 to 7,000 BCE.
That's Neolithic. That puts this in the same category as the very first forms of agriculture. It's stunning.
It really is. We even have, physical evidence. There's a skull they found in a cave in the Philippines dating back almost 5,000 years, and its teeth have that unmistakable staining. The theory is the practice started in Southeast Asia and just slowly moved west.
And when something has been around that long, it's more than a habit. It's part of the cultural infrastructure. How does it fit into society?
Oh, in so many ways. The quid is a fundamental social tool. It's the ultimate gift of hospitality. Offering a quid is like offering tea or wine. It marks weddings, funerals, business deals. The preparation itself is an art form.
Okay, let's walk through that recipe for what they call the betel quid, or palathin. It's not just the areca seed and the betel leaf. There's a third ingredient, a crucial one, that makes it more potent and a lot more dangerous.
That would be slaked lime or calcium hydroxide. It's this white powder, intensely alkaline. It's usually made by crushing and burning seashells or coral. And they smear a paste of this lime on the betel leaf before they wrap it all up.
Slaked lime. That sounds caustic. What's the chemical reason for adding a powerful alkaline agent to something you're going to chew?
This is our third critical aha moment. The lime does two things. First, its alkalinity converts the alkaline into what's called its free base form, which makes it much more potent. Second, and this is the really crucial part of the health crisis, the caustic lime causes microabrasions.
Microabrasions.
Hundreds of tiny chemical and physical cuts inside the mouth's lining.
Wait, it cuts the inside of your mouth on purpose, and that's necessary for the high.
It's the absorption highway. Those cuts let the now potent alkaline just flood into the bloodstream, bypassing all the normal barriers. It maximizes the stimulant effect.
So the speed and the intensity of the high are directly tied to chemically burning and cutting the inside of your mouth. That whole package, the areca nut, the lime, the betel leaf, that's the betel quid.
Precisely. And this is the exact point where this ancient social ritual collides, and I mean violently, with modern medicine.
Yeah.
This leads us right to that neglected global public health emergency.
So let's really dig in here. What does this all mean for long-term health? What is the scale of this crisis?
The evidence is it's overwhelming. Prolonged, frequent use is directly linked to devastating oral diseases that often lead to cancer. We're talking about hundreds of millions of people at risk.
And let's connect the dots. The cancer risk goes right back to the slaked lime and those tiny cuts, doesn't it?
Absolutely. The same cuts that boost the alkaline high also open up a direct pathway. They allow all these possibly cancer-causing chemicals in the quid to penetrate deep into the tissue of the mouth and throat.
So when carcinogens get past that surface level,
they start changing the cells themselves. This massively increases the risk of cancers like squamous cell carcinoma. And beyond that, the constant irritation leads to precancerous conditions, like one where the mouth lining hardens so much you can't even open your jaw.
That's just a staggering human cost. Where do we see this playing out most severely?
Look at Papua New Guinea. Betel nut is an everyday thing there, chewed by men, women, even children. As a direct result, Papua New Guinea has the tragic distinction of having the highest rate of oral cancer in the world. It's a direct, undeniable consequence of this cultural habit.
That context really justifies the global emergency label. Is there any potential silver lining here? Any research into beneficial uses for arecoline?
The research is pretty sparse just because of the toxicity, but there's one little area. Some clinical studies have suggested that, in a controlled setting, moderate Areca use might offer some small benefit for patients with schizophrenia.
That's fascinating. A potential therapeutic use for a chemical that causes so much harm.
But we have to stress the known risks vastly outweigh any potential upside in the context of recreational use. We'd need so much more research to even think about isolating a benefit.
This has been a true deep dive. We've covered a substance that is centuries old, deeply cultural, highly addictive because of this paradoxical chemical, arecoline. And it relies on a recipe, the quid and the slaked lime, that directly causes a global health crisis.
And it raises this incredibly difficult question. When a substance is so completely woven into the social and historical fabric of a culture, when it defines hospitality, how can public health intervention possibly work? How do you balance cultural significance against such a severe medical risk? There are no easy answers.
Not at all. And if you are a learner, maybe consider this.
Yeah.
What other widely used cultural substances today, things that might seem totally harmless or even medicinal right now, might be facing a similar reckoning years down the road? Something to chew on.
A truly provocative thought.
Until next time, keep that curiosity sharp.